Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna. Today we're going to be starting day number 2 of my 12 days of Christmas in July. And we're going to be working on 3 different embellishments that we can put in our 3D sleigh that we created. Or you can bag them up and give them as just gifts to somebody. Or just use them in your own Christmas things you're going to create. So today we're going to be doing a barn with a truck. We are going to be doing some small wreaths. And then we're going to be doing some deer embellishments too. So we're going to start today start the first one with the wreaths. Now this is an idea I got from a YouTuber online. Her name is Ida, and her channel is Created to Create. She is a phenomenal artist, and I hope I do her justice by imitating her. And to me, when someone does something that I make, it's a compliment, and I hope she takes that in the same respect, that that this is a compliment because I do love her work. And but yes, Created to Create, and her name is Ida. So let's go started. We'll do a pink one. With my Cricut, I created a donut, and my first circle was 2.5 inches, so 2.5, and then my second center circle was 1.25 inches, and then I just overlaid them and centered them horizontal and vertically and created this donut. I cut 2 out of my cardstock and glued them together. I have just a plastic bag here, like you would get one of your items in, and that's going to help me from getting glue all over everything too much. So I might have to wiggle you just a second. I want to move this just a tad bit closer because there we go. Otherwise I'm going to be stretching to reach. Okay. So I got all of these ones at my local Dollar Tree. So there's the craft colored, and it's $1 bag, so you can get a lot out of them. Here's red and silver. Love this one. And then here's my pink. And I don't have a green, but I'm gonna have to get one because I think a nice Christmas green would be great. So I also with these used these little they're just little foam balls that are glittered, and I get these at like Hobby Lobby. And then I also am going to use the tree from this. Oh, it's a 2-part tree here. Let me grab it out of here because I use it in a couple projects. Actually, we're going to use it a couple times today. So it's from Sizzix, and the tree is actually like that, and it cuts these and makes them dimensional. And you can also stamp it, and I will show you the stamped ones in when we do the deer ones. Those are stamped. So, but yeah, this tree die is awesome. And I also have warm Christmas wishes cut from this die here. So that is the die we're going to be using for those trees. Let me set this aside here. And I will see if they still have that available. If they do, I'll put a link I'll put a link below in the descriptions for that. And I also will be using these gems. These are from Hobby Lobby. I want to say they're normally right around $10 for the container. And if you wait until they're 50% off, like I said, they're right around 10. Might be a little more, but so wait until they're 50% off. And I have had this like 3 years, and you can see that there is still a ton. I mean, you can't, I mean, these are the most that are gone, but yeah, it's hard to put a dent in it. So we'll be using those, and I think that's good. My glue gun is hot, so I'm just going to pull out a little bit of these shreds here. Now I'm just going to start gathering and put them in my hand, pinching them with my fingers until I have, I don't know, about 8 or so. So these ones are usually doubled up. So I'm going to give this just a little twist here. I'm going to put dab of glue down there like that. And I'm going to press this in there. I want to get any little tool you have that you can reach in there and just kind of press stuff into so you don't get your fingers burnt. It's great. Now, if you have those little fingertips, and I do somewhere, but I don't know where, you can buy those little finger protectors, and those would work too. All right, once that's set, then you just kind of start giving it a little twist. Okay, I'm trying to hold it all kind of together like that. And I'm going to just hold the end. I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to lay a bead of glue down. Now, I tried this a couple different ways because I thought, oh my gosh, because when I first tried this, when I was watching her video, I thought, oh. And so I thought, well, maybe I can just scrunch them down. Well, no, you can't. Well, you can, but it just doesn't get the same, it doesn't get the nice effect that she gets. So, so then I just did exactly like she was doing, or close as I could come to it. And after you do a little bit, then it gets a little bit easier. Okay. Again, I'm going to grab some more. Four, maybe 5. Sometimes there's more than one in a group. Okay. I'm going to, again, give that a little pinch there. And then I'm going to keep going in the same direction, and we'll come back in and fill in where we need to. Just get a good circle going down there. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold that and grab this little. All right, and then just check. And for some reason, it works better for me to twist them towards me. I don't know why. It's just the way that works better for me. That might not work the best for you. Okay. Pinch it. I have both my glue guns here, my small one and my big one. Because some things need a little tiny glue gun, and sometimes things need a little bigger glue gun. And then I'm just lightly just kind of pressing that down into that line of glue. And I'm going to lift these ends up, get another dab, and press those down in. Then all the glue strings and stuff, we can remove when we're all done. Because if you try to do it now, it's just like an endless battle. All right, let me get a little bit more there for those little strays. And I'm just like pressing those into that. All right. And it's just the same process over and over and over. So this is a little time consuming, but it's really not bad once you get going on it. Like, I haven't had a lot of practice because I've only made these 5. So, But I noticed the more I did, the faster it got for me and the easier it was, especially once you're into it, you know. All right, again, a little bit of glue along this edge here. So I was quite surprised at how, once I actually got going on it, that they, excuse me, that it got easier and easier. So, that old adage, practice makes perfect, right? And I'm just twisting. Some more. Helps to keep them, you know, kind of the same length there. Oopsie. Let's try again. They are sometimes a little unruly. All right. All right, so dab of glue. Bring it down in here. I'm going to just kind of press them down in there to help hold it. And now these little twisties, I'm going to actually bring down and start on the inside there with those. So I'm going to put some on the inside. And then I'm going to bring these over and try to get them to touch down on the inside here. And also when you add your little decorative elements, you're going to have glue in there that helps hold things down too. So here's where we're at so far. So not too bad. And we're just going to go and we're going to do that interior there. We'll have these things all over. You got to put them in Ziploc bags or something. All right, that's about 8. And that's what I've been trying to grab, about 8, give or take, you know, a little bit. Yeah, that one's pretty long, so I'm just going to bring it up here and twist it in with those. And we're just going to dab glue on the inside. And like I said, once you start decorating, it's going to help feel some of that unevenness there. So just twisting. Let's twist this, go back this way. Okay, holding. Go back in here on the edge. And slide it in. There we go. Kind of hold it a little bit. Get to a little bit more glue in there. If I can get these lovelies down in there. Okay. Okay. Sorry about if I'm not talking. Sometimes when I get concentrating, I forget to chat with you. So, there we go. And if you get too much of an unruly one, just snip it off if you can't get it tamed down. There we go. All right. A little bit more going here. Oh, that's a nice long one there. Some are really long. That might work to our advantage this time, though, right? Get further. Nope, nope. Those are shorter. So I'm going to double these up. It's like they didn't get cut. All right. Little twist. And I don't remember if she twisted hers when she started or not. That's just what I did because it made it easier for me to hold them in that position there. All right. And we're going to start our twist. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to hold this a second. Okay. Let's get you in there. All right. It's pretty good. It looks a little low there. Let's just go ahead and grab a little bit here. I'm just going to kind of lightly ball them up and a little glue dab there. And kind of put those in just to build that one little spot up. Didn't twist it, just kind of balled it up a little bit. In there. There we go. All right. Let's get this other little stuff out of our way and we'll decorate these. We'll decorate two together. We'll decorate that tan one or the craft one, and then we will decorate the big one together. All right. Well, that's not too bad. And like I said, once you get going on them, they go a little bit better. All right. So now you could use like these little button embellishments that they come out with every year. These just happen to be from Hobby Lobby, and I picked these up last year. But as you can see, they're a nice size, and those would look so cute on there. So something small. Let's go ahead and use, now I have these beads, and I got these maybe from Hobby Lobby. And you can use a punch for these if you have two different size punches. But I couldn't get them to line up good enough, and that drove me crazy. So that's why I did mine on my Cricut. But, or you can take a circle, draw around it, you know, a small glass or draw around and create your own. You don't have to have a die cutting machine, but so these do have the little holes in them because they are the fake pearl beads, but I try to lay them so that I don't see that. We also have these little bows, and these are cut from Tim Holtz die, and it is 664210 wreath and snowflake die, and it's just this tiny little bow. Can you see that? Perfect size. So what I do is and you can use any tool. Sometimes a little ink pen or something works best because it's rounded, and I just hold where it's thinner and just gently give it a roll to kind of help break those fibers a little bit. And then I take my glue and I'll put a little bit of art glitter glue there, and then on the inside of that tab there, tweezers because this is small, and I'm going to bend this over to match that center and this to match that center. I'm just going to hold it with my tweezers just for a few seconds, and while that's holding, I'm just going to kind of round them out a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. And then for the other part, now it does come with a little tiny dot that you can put on the front, but I don't even mess with that. So a little bit on the center of the back of the bow, and then I'm going to just kind of lay the tie part on there. And again, I'm going to hold that with my tweezers till it kind of holds up. Go. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a tiny dab of hot glue, put that on there, and we're just going to add that right to that. Just gently. And that glue will kind of seep down and hold that bow right on there. And so for these, I'm going to get my big glue gun, switch to the little one. And for these, I just kind of hold where I know the circles are, keep my fingers back. Now, if you are scared of hot glue guns, you can use Glossy Accents will hold these too. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry, but it will hold them. So I'm just going to put just a tiny dab of glue. And then I'm just going to place these randomly on here. I just love. Now, Tim Holtz makes some of these with no holes in them, but you don't get very much, and they're expensive. So until I can find some that are reasonably priced without the holes in, if anybody knows where I can get them a big bag like this without the holes in it, just let me know if they're reasonably priced. But otherwise, I just use these ones and deal with it. Now, I like going odd numbers. But that's just how I work. So 3s, 5s, just an odd number is more appealing to the eye. Okay, so let's go ahead and add one right up there. Perfect. All right, I'm going to kind of close this because I don't want those rolling all over the place. Trust me, I've done it several times already while getting these ready. All right, so I'm going to go with these gems, and I'm going to make sure they're all clear because yesterday when I was working on one, I went to glue it down, and it was yellow. It was upside down. It had flipped into the other one. All right, I've got 5 of those. So again, I'm going to be very careful. Just put a tiny dab of hot glue on there. I don't like burnt fingers either. But this is kind of simple. Oops. Stuck to my finger. It's got glue stuck to my fingers. And we got lots of glue strings, but that's all right. Like anybody else, when I see a glue string, I want to start pulling it. But I know that there's a lot of them, so rather than waste my time, we'll just do them all at once. And where do we want to put our last one? Maybe right in here. But right up in here, like so. There we go. All right. So now I'm just going to try to get these little glue strings. Sometimes you think you get them all, and then you see it from a different angle, but that's not a big deal. I always do a double check on them before I package them and stuff, so. But try to get them as soon as I'm done. So there. About that. And then I have this little snowflake Now this one is cut from this Tim Holtz die here, the cookie die, and it's just a snowflake here. This one is number 663100, fresh baked number 1, and we will be doing some embellishments with that too. So, in fact, that's how I got this snowflake, because I was kind of trying to figure out what I was going to use and stuff, and I had that die out, and my granddaughter seen that snowflake and she wanted to use the die cutting machine. She likes to help. She's 4, and so if she can get her little patties to turn that crank, even though it's hard sometimes, she tries. And then she likes also using helping me with the Cricut machine. So by the time she's older, she's going to be quite the little crafter. So there is our pink one, and you can add more. You could add a little phrase or something, but I'm going to stop there because I think it's just perfect the way it is. So let's go ahead and just decorate this one. This is the craft one. And let's see here. This one I dyed some of the pearls. So what I did was I took some of the white ones, and I took the Flamingo alcohol inks from Tim Holtz. In fact, it might not be Tim Holtz. No, it's just Ranger. It's not Tim Holtz. Oh, yes, it is. It is Tim Holtz. So it's just the Ranger alcohol ink. And put a handful of these little pearls in my cup. Dropped in a couple drops of the alcohol ink. Swirled around, and let them dry. And then so I got a variety of color. Now it's a little more, I would say peachy colored than pink, but it works just fine. So we're going to go with a pink bow for these. Do I have a pink bow cut? I do. Here we go. And actually this one is a darker pink, but we're going to go with it. I think we'll be all right. So this bow is made the same way as the other one. I wish I had I do have the light one. I'm going to go with the light colored one because I want to go with that phrase. So we are going to go with the light colored one. Same color as this one here. Okay. Again, a little bit of glue here. A little bit of glue here. And then I'm going to fold this into the center and fold this on top of there in the center. Just like that. My tweezers. Oops. Let's get these lined back up here. Tweezers. It is a tiny area, so gently round them out. Okay. Another dab of glue. And the backing. And there we go. Hold that. Now you can use hot glue, but this is so tiny that I probably would burn my fingers. So now for my bow, I want to find a spot, but this one is actually nice and fluffy all the way around. So I think we're just gonna, and you can see I'm doing kind of a longer line on the bow with the hot glue. Just give it a little extra little there, surface area. And I'm going to use these lighter colored ones here. And that was just I did these ones first, and that absorbed up most of it. Then I put another little few in there and added just like another drop and twirled it around and got this lighter pink. Okay. So again, holding the ends where the, oops, I've got the ends in my fingers where the holes are. Little tiny dab of hot glue. Let's put you right up like this here. It's a little time consuming, but cute and worth it, you know, especially if they're for little gifts or to use on some of your Christmas projects, you know. All right. We're going to do 5 of these too, I think. Okay, and then we're just going to use some more of the white. I'm going to scoop these up, put them back in the cup so they're nice and safe. Because they can roll, I'm telling you. They'll go crazy. I accidentally tipped the bag over last night and had beads rolling all over the place. But oh well. Yeah, that one stuck together. So, that. Let's put you there like that. No. Kind of wanted you in between there. There we go. Grab it. Put a dot of glue. Let's put one of you up here. So, okay. And put you down here. That. And where do we want our last one? Let's see here. Yeah, let's go. We're going to go kind of right in here, I think. There we go. Again, close these babies up. All right. So now I'm going to come in with that word that came from that same tree die we talked about, warm Christmas wishes. And I think I'm just going to glue that right on there. Not sure if I want it on an angle. Yeah, maybe just like that. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think we're going to try to use maybe some hot glue. I don't know how that's going to work. Oopsie. Just going to kind of push down on that to get it to stick to there. It might not stick to that bead very good. So let's try the R maybe. Okay. I guess it wasn't the R, it was the M. Okay. There we go. because of that pearl is slippery and cold. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of art glitter glue, and maybe that'll hold it. I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe not. But if not, it'll be okay. Okay, so warm Christmas wishes. That is our 2. So we've got 2 like that. And these angels, they were in a pack. They were buttons, and they were in a pack like the other buttons. So we got those 2. And these ones I made with red and green bows, silver balls, and white pearls. And then these are the 2 pink ones that are just alike. So, perfect. All right, let's go on to our next project. Put these out of the way. They're all set to go. Move that. Excuse me, please. All right. Project number 2. Let's work on these little barns. Now, this barn and this truck were in my Cricut. So this is the first one, and I will show you what they look like when they come out. Here we go. So they look like this. Okay. Just like that. Now these barns were set at 3.254 wide by 3.07 high. Okay. And you can see they've got just the kind of design. So there was no white. This is exactly what it looks like. This is what you get. So I cut out a white of it too. Same exact thing, just in white. You can see all the cut lines in there. They don't go all the way through. So I thought, well, I want white on my barn. So I was cutting all of these pieces out of here. Okay. So I had the X for the door, the window, and the top of the barn. So that. And I cut the top of the silo. Okay. So I hand cut these out of another piece of white. Well, might make a kit. I'll probably make a kit for these. And I thought, I do not want to have to sit there and cut all these out of a white piece. So I spent 2 hours this morning creating the white parts for the barns. So I did these with just straight lines. So I've got enough for a set of 4 here. So that made a lot easier. So, but this one here, as you can see, I drew on the white and I didn't like the looks of that. So the second one, I thought, all right, I'm not going to draw on the lines. So you can see that. But I thought, I'm going to try to put a snowbank in there. So I hand cut a snowbank, put that in, but I wasn't real happy with that. So I'm going to eliminate the snowbank and we're going to create a barn together. So like I said, I went in by hand and made all of these extra pieces to go on the barn because they do not come with it. So, and I've got extras here because I will be making up some kits. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start. And we'll go ahead and start with this part. So this is the top edge of the barn. Get those glued on. So we're going to decorate the barn first, get it like it's supposed to be, and then we'll start laying out the other things that go with it. Okay. We're just doing both at the same time here, okay? Like an assembly line. All right. So yeah, it took me a good 2 hours. A good 2 hours. I can see there's a little piece left in there. That got trimmed out. Didn't come out with when I pulled it. Okay. Here's our silo. Now, if you wanted to ink all these, you could, but I'm not going to. We're just going to move right along with these. Okay. And because the lines are in there, you can see exactly where you need to put these. Now, the silo itself, I don't know if you can see that, but it does not have any of those cutout lines around it. But I decided I wanted it to have a window anyway. So I did. Made a window for it. See how cute it starts to become? Look at that. Just so much different. So here's our little window for our silo. I mean, that white makes a huge, huge difference. But to me, for one, I all the waste I had because of trimming from another whole barn. But also the time takes. So I thought if I take just some time to create all the parts, then the next time I do one, it's going to be so much easier. So now just remember, if you go in and you get this barn on Cricut, it does not include these extra pieces. You would have to either recreate them yourself or buy my kit and make them, I guess. I don't know. So now for the doors, there's a thinner line here than the rest. That's your bottom, okay? That's how you'll know that's the bottom. Should line up pretty good. There we go. But isn't that crazy? Look how nice that looks. My little bit of glue there. Isn't that beautiful now? Look at that. Look at that little guy. He's so cute. So. All right. Get that on there. So our two barns are ready. Perfect. Okay, so we can slide these off to the side because we don't need any of those anymore. And we're going to put our pin in there. So let's go ahead and get our trucks. If I, oh, I'm like, where did I put my trucks? So the trucks I cut out in pink, you can cut them out in any color you want, and in craft. And the reason is I want that wooden part of that truck. So, and rather than just cutting out the wood part, I like the stability of having the two glued together. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in here, and I flip it over because it's easier for me to work that way. And you're just going to snip off that off the bed of that truck. Okay. Again, snip off. There. And I turn it that way because then the bed of that truck, I'm right-handed for one, and then this cab of the truck is not in my way when I go to cut. So we're just gonna, now these I did ink. I used the Picked Raspberry. You can use any ink if you want, just to give it a little extra. Now, this truck did not come with wheels. So it is literally just this. This is what it cuts out. That's it. Well, I needed wheels. So I created my own wheels to go with it. So just kind of funny about certain things like that. I don't know. I just think it looks, if you're going to take the time to do it, then maybe. There we go. Just a light. So let's go ahead and glue these together. So for the wheels, if you wanted to do this truck, and I will give you the measurements for this truck as soon as I glue this down. So you're going to line those up together. Grab my paper towel here. Okay. And the truck measurements are 2.853 wide by 1.368 high. Okay. So if you want the same size truck as I'm using here, that is the size. Okay. I'm going to glue this one down. We're going to line everything up. And it's nice because it does give it that extra little strength, thickness, a little bit thicker. All right. So here's my little wheels. No, those aren't. Where are all my little wheels? Oh, for the love of Mary. Things just disappear on me. Okay. Well, I know I have some. I know I have them. You wouldn't believe how many things I sat and looked for. Okay, we're going to put one set of wheels on because I don't know where the other set went. So we're going to put one set on. So I have several sets. With these, you're just going to line them up with that center circle, and it should cover the rest. I have no idea where those tires went. That's crazy. But as soon as I find them, I'll add them to it. We can keep moving along. All right. So the next thing I did was I added the trees. Now, these trees are cut out from, do I have that one sitting here? Nope, let me grab the one that these are cut out from. All right. So these two sets here are cut from 662419, and it is Home for the Holidays. So it was this tree and these. So I cut out one of each of those for these. Now the first one is this one. I'm just gonna, and this one I had like right in this area here. Just like that. Okay. And then this one was kind of right next to it. Now these are a little bit harder to get the glue on because they're very thin, but not impossible. Just a little harder. And you can use spray glue if you prefer to use spray glue. Or you can put it through your Zron maker. I used to have several of those and I sold them all because I just wasn't using them. So, okay. So let's go ahead and keep going on these. Again, the tree. And you don't have to have the tree, of course, if you don't want. I'm trying to make a little scene here, like it's, that's why it's going to be an embellishment, because it'll be all ready to go. All right. I kind of like when they kind of hang over a little bit, and some of the parts do. Okay, doesn't have to be exact. Now for the truck, I use some pop dots here. So let's go ahead and let me see if I have any big ones left. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to put them up kind of high, like that, just like that. All right. Oh, let's put our tree in. Okay, so now our tree is that tree that's cut out of there. Now these ones are like a lighter green because a lot of my stuff this year is going to be the pink and that minty green. So, but this one is just a darker green. And I want this tree to kind of weave its way. Let's see if I can get some of those little parts that poke up to maybe slide. Here, let me take this one off. This one is definitely in the way now. Okay, pull that off. Pull that off a second. We'll put you back on. I have to do the same thing to the other one because I would like this to get some of these maybe coming through the wood there. So it looks like, if I can get it to do it. Okay. There we go. So I got that. And then I'm just going to have it leaning on top of there. Just like that. Like it would. Okay, I'm going to hold that. Lift this back part up here. I think I'm just going to put a quick dab of hot glue there. That will hold that good. Okay. I can see it showing through my tire and I don't want that. So I'm just going to lift that. All right. So now we're going to lift those back up again. This is just a clay tool that I use. And it's just pointy. Give these some dimension again. Back up there like that. Once that I can. There we go. Perfect. Now we can put this top back on. Let's just put a dab of hot glue here just to make sure that it's going to stick since I peeled it off. All right. Perfect. And then it's got some little dimension. Okay, that's going to go right on there like so. Not just one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and peel that off like so. Got a couple glue strings there. All right. And I think I want, on this one you can see it extends back a little ways. So I'm going to extend this one back a little ways and down just enough so that the tires, you can see through both the tires and not see the barn. Again, just like that. All right. I have to pull this one off too so I can get that tree in there. And we're going to do the same thing. This one here, see if I can get it coming through down below there, just like that. Bring that up against there. Pinch. A little bit of hot glue or wet glue, your choice. Okay. Okay. Oops. Just like that. Cute. And then a little dab of glue. I'm going to put that back on there. And like I said, that other one, I will add those black tires too. They are, oh, I see them right now. I can see. They're on top of my laptop. So black on black. No wonder I couldn't. I'm like, I can't believe I went too far with them. Okay. I'm going to line this up here just like that. I have something popped up on my screen that's driving me crazy. Okay. Go. Perfect. Now, for the signs, I just took a piece of paper, the same color as the barn, and for my scraps, and this is 1.5 wide by 3/8 inches high. On that, I wrote Christmas Tree Farms. Now, I took this and I went in probably about 1/8 of an inch and just did a snip right as close to the center as I could. And then like that, from the corner there into the center. See, just like that. Again, about 1/8 of an inch in from this corner into the center. From this corner into the center. And that creates my little banner. Okay. I use my jelly roll, and it's just white. It's number 10. I don't know if that matters. XPGB 10 number 50. And then I just wrote on here Christmas Tree Farm. Okay. That's all there was to that. All right. Now, if you order a kit, I have made these banners in my Cricut. Also, I created my own because they wanted to charge me 99 cents for one. And I thought, forget it. All I need is a rectangle and a triangle. So I created my own. And then I just have these little strips here that I cut out of my scraps. And they are, I'm guessing, yes, about 1/8 of an inch wide. And I'm going to cut them down to, let's see, how big are they? 1.25. Let me see here. Yeah, 1.25 inches long. Okay. So I'm going to flip these over like so. And I'm going to add a bit of glue here. And I flipped them over so I know which way is up. Got to keep track of your ups. And I'm going to go just a little higher than what it is. Lay that in there. Okay, just a little higher. Lay it in. And there is my sign. Okay. So now you can use glue dots, or I'm going to use just these scrap pieces of medium weight chipboard I have. So I'm going to cut these into about probably 1/4 of an inch piece. And I'm going to use 4 because I used 2 of one of the glue dots on the truck. So that's about 2 of these is the thickness of one of those. So I want this to stand out just a little bit further than that. I'm just hot gluing them together so it's quicker. When I did the other ones, I did my wet glue because I had more time, but seeing how I want to keep this moving along over almost an hour. We haven't even done the last one yet. So it's going to run a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Okay. There's my last one there. Perfect. So we might save that other one so I don't run too much over an hour. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to put that right in the center there. Press it down. So. And then I need 2 more strips of this one. I'm just going to use this as my guide. Okay. Okay. So then this will sit up higher. Okay. And I'm going to stand this up before I press it down so I know that these are even with those tires. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on there, like so. Hold it. Stand it up. And find my spot. Press it. Any glue strings. Just like that. Okay. All right. Okay, let's do this last one here. Again, make sure my letters are up. Glue, glue. And I think we are going to just do the 2 today. And we will add the other one onto our other tutorial. Our next one, day 3. We will get it in there. We'll just make it day 3 instead. Okay. We got our little legs on our sign. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on here. Give that a good press, like so. Come in here. Okay. Again, a little glue on the back, like so. I'm going to hold it. We're going to stand it up, and I'm going to line these up with the wheels there, just like that. Okay, here's my other 2 wheels. Let's go ahead and just glue those on real quick. Note to self, do not put black on black of project things so you can find them faster. There we go. Just happened to look down and see them. I'm like, oh, no wonder I couldn't find them. They disappeared. There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and following along. If you are a subscriber already, thank you so much for sticking with me and following along in my tutorials. And I really do appreciate it. I furnish all my own stuff, so I don't get paid at this time. And if you see commercials, they're not mine because I don't get paid. It's a new thing that YouTube has, that they run their own commercials to make money off your videos, whether you're making money off them or not. So they're not my ads. They're YouTube ads right now. I don't have enough subscribers to make a profit, but I'm trying. So if you are not a subscriber, please do so, because then eventually I will be able to make a small portion of funds from viewers watching my YouTube videos. Thumbs up is always appreciated, and that helps spread the word, because when you get lots of thumbs up, then they use your videos to show to other people, give them the choice. And when you hit the subscribe button down in the right-hand corner, when a bell pops up, if you hit that bell, you'll be notified each time I put up a new video. Again, this is day number 2 of my 52, or I did 52 weeks of Christmas before, of my 12 days of Christmas in July. And thanks again for following along. And as always, until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.